This is why I do not feel obligated to hand out money to family members or friends, even if I can afford it, once they've gotten themselves into a tough spot or a bad situation. I am a generous person. I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. That's just the way that I am. If I can help someone out, I am more than willing and more than happy to do it. I believe that I am blessed to be a blessing. So that's what I want to do. That's what I strive to do. But when a person gets in a tight spot that they could have gotten themselves out of, or if they'd have taken better steps, they never would have ended up in that situation. We have had a lot of snow out there. It's very snowy. It's been one of our snowiest Januaries, and we have more snow on the way. My aunt, she called a family member who has a teenager in the house. She called them yesterday for someone to come and dig out her car. Her car is just buried. When the snow plows go by, they bury your vehicles. Or if that doesn't happen, the snow will slide off your roof, bury your car. And the cities and the villages, they can only do so much to keep up. They're getting the main roads, the main streets. These side streets, alleys, forget it. They're still impassable. And if you need to travel one, you're going to be out there yourself doing it. Well, my aunt is elderly and yeah, she can't do that. So she called this family member to ask if their teenager would come and dig out her car. She was going to pay him, clean off her sidewalk up to the house or to her apartment, a very small area. And she just lives in a little apartment, you know. Anyway, dig out my car, clean off my walk, and I will pay you. They talked to the kid. They had a little bit of a discussion. And then it was like, no, they don't want to do it. Yeah, the kid doesn't want to do it. So she had to wait until someone else was coming to it, visiting a neighbor or something, and she asked that person to clean off her car, dig her car out to where she could get out on the street if she needed to, and clean her walk. And she paid him $45. She could have given that money to this teenager who was sitting at home, probably watching TV, playing video games, eating, just hanging out, did not want to get dressed, you know, get bundled up and go down to her, and and she was like 4 or 5 houses away. So they didn't want to do it. So she had to hire someone else. This is why when I hear about someone they need you to pay their electric bill or buy their insurance or bring them groceries, this is what gives me pause of these type of situations. And I'm thinking, do I need to pay your electric bill? I could go out there today and make a few $100s cleaning up my neighborhood with a shovel. If I was in a bad way and I had an electric bill coming up, or taxes, property taxes, that's coming up. Okay, it would be hard to earn enough for my property taxes, but I could earn enough to fill my pantry or to pay my electric bill or to pay for my streaming services, just in extra money. A lot of us, including me, cannot go to work because of the weather. Schools, they have been closed all week, and they're already closed for today, so there's no school. So these young people, don't they want stuff? Man, when I was a kid, I wanted money. Every chance we got, we were raking leaves, mowing grass, babysitting, shoveling sidewalks. We wanted money. But our parents were not always raining money down on us. It did not happen. Hardly nobody that I grew up with lived like that. I'm sure there were a few kids, obviously they were not in my circle, but I'm sure there were some kids that never had to lift a finger and they still got paid. a friend of mine, her son, when he was in school, he said, I am the only kid in my school that can't even get $1 without pushing a broom or without washing a dish. I can't even get $1 for nothing. But today, her son, he lives in a wonderful neighborhood. His house is probably minimum $500,000. And where I live in this part of the state, that buys a really nice house. He's very successful, has a great job, great work ethic. He's an amazing young man. But no, his mother, and it's great, I was the same way. And my parents were the same way. You didn't get money just for being you. Sorry, you're great, you're awesome, I love you to death, but you're not getting money just for being you. You help. You wash the dishes, you help. You sweep, you clean off the walk, you dig out mom's car. That's just the way it is. And I don't know if we have made these young people, not just kids, because now they're growing up, and it might have been in your generation. You might not be a young person or consider yourself a young person, but it could have been that way for you or your neighborhood or the area where you were raised. I was raised in the Midwest. Parents are different here. You pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. If you want something, you're going to work for it. It's not going to get handed to you. Post in the comments, were you brought up that way by parents, or my mother didn't, but my grandparents, my mom's parents, and before her, were like products of the Depression, the Great Depression. So nobody handed you anything. There was nowhere to go back then. At the Dust Bowl, something's coming along and you're starving, there was very little assistance or help of any kind. Everyone had to make their own way. Yes, it was hard, but hard times make hard men. That's how you get strong, is by challenges and overcoming your own struggles instead of having someone dig you out of the hole that you dug, that you fell into the pit, and somebody else is going to come along and dig you out. That does not create a strong person. Anyway, let me know. Well, like your neighborhood. If you have, and I know a lot of people live in apartments, they do not even have this issue at all. But do you live in a neighborhood where if it's a snowstorm or a lot of snow, it wasn't a snowstorm, but we had a lot of snow. If snow or raking leaves or mowing the grass, do you live in a neighborhood where the young people come around and ask you, and you're looking out your window right now and you're seeing young people dragging their shovels up and down the street to shovel walks and driveways and make money. They can make a lot of money. This coming weekend, they can make a lot. I have a nephew that lives in a pretty congested neighborhood where the houses are really close together and the yards are like postage stamp yards. But in the summertime, he makes bank. He's out there with his mower going from house to house, and he charges $10 to mow your grass. Yes, you got a tiny little yard. Okay. But it's $10, and he said it takes him about 10 minutes to mow a yard. So he's busy all summer. He weed eats. He's learning. He's a teenager. He's a young teenager. But so he's learning how to do all the other tools too, not just the lawnmower. But he works all summer and makes really good money. He knows when he graduates, he plans to start his own landscaping business. And he probably won't have to wait till he's out of school. He's already kind of there now. But that's what he wants to do for a living, is landscaping. And he already knows. He enjoys it. He loves being outside. He loves having money. His parents, even if your parents do give you money, and if you rain down money on your children And please comment. Let me know. Even if they do give you money, it's not enough. You want the nice shoes that they might be like, I already bought you one pair. I'm not buying a second pair of those shoes. Or you might want a cute bag. They bought you one purse. They bought you a backpack. That's all you're getting. Well, maybe you want more than one. Hello, what girl doesn't? You want more than one bag, more than one backpack. So, but you got to get out there and hustle if you want that stuff. At least that's how it is in my world. So when I hear anybody, I hear this at work a lot. I go out into the field and I do data collection for the United States government. I hear this a lot more than what I should. I just can't find work. I can't find a job. I've been unemployed now for 6 months. Nobody's hiring. Of course, I can't argue with you, and I can't point out that you're insane. No, you're not going to get a job, an amazing job as an engineer everywhere. And the job you find might not be exactly what you want to do the rest of your life. I could go out today and have 3 jobs by lunchtime. Everybody's hiring. Yes, they're not great jobs. These are like quick mart type jobs, nursing homes, taking care of residents at a nursing home. Everybody's hiring. I see help wanted signs. Those distribution centers, Amazon, Walmart, Rural King, I see all over the place. Those distribution centers are always shorthanded. Those people make decent money. Most small factories, always hiring. Of course, you might not want to do that the rest of your life. Sweating and hustling and slinging those big old boxes, filling Amazon orders, that might not be something that you want to do forever, or that you could do forever. It's hard work, very hard. But they're always hiring. I hear this at least several times a month. Someone will tell me they can't find work. They can't find a job. And so they're living at home with mom and dad, or they got a woman supporting them, or it's a lady and she's got a man supporting her, whatever, because she can't find work. Oh man, Teresa, it's tough out there. I can't find a job. Nobody's hiring. And then that person, oftentimes, they tell mom or dad or grandma or auntie, I can't pay my electric bill this month. I need diapers, whatever. I just really have a hard time with that. Like I said, I am generous. I love helping people. And I really want to. And I look for opportunities where I can help people. But when it's someone who won't help themselves, and please comment, let me know. Am I just too hard on everybody? I'm just too hard on people. That people are different now. They were brought up differently than what I was brought up with. Nobody does that. Pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, that can be a trigger, or that can be too intimidating or overwhelming for some people. They just are not wired that way, and they need help. They need more help than I did when I was young. They're, for whatever reason, and I know we're all wired differently, and we're all wired for different kind of work. I get that. But the way, when we treat people this way and we enable them to turn down work, turn down $45, a teenager turning down $45 because they did not want to shovel snow, which is not fun. It's hard, it's heavy, my boots are all blew up, I don't have the adequate footwear. You're a kid. Put on an extra pair of socks. It'll only take 20 minutes. We're not asking you to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in your stocking feet. Whatever. Tell me, and I'm sure you will. Tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me what you think. Should we, are things better now that we're kind of taking it easier on people, and we don't want to overwhelm them or offend them by telling them, hey, you had the same snow fell in your neighborhood, you could have made money this weekend, but now you're coming to me because you want a new pair of shoes, or you want a new purse, or you need new makeup. You could have been out there and you could have made plenty of money to buy all the makeup, to go to Sephora or wherever you want to go to buy your stuff. You could have done that this week. Do I expect too much? Should I go ahead and just give them the money? She needs to buy new makeup, or even if she needs to pay the insurance on her car, or she can't get to work because she doesn't have gas money. Am I too hard on people? Or are we enabling people to not take responsibility for the lives that they are wanting to build? My teenage nephew, my young teenage nephew, he's like 13, 14. He's already knows what he wants to do. He's figuring it out, and he's out there working. Not every kid, I realize that, is wired like him, but how are we helping young people by not making them take responsibility for what they want? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. And if you're getting any value at all from any of my videos, let me know. I do want to point out the kitty. Yeah, Catzilla is her name. She loves laying up there with the village. This morning, she made a orphan out of my little pram here. Mommy and Daddy, they're gone. I don't know. I'm going to have to sweep them up later. She gets up there and she likes to sleep, and yeah, so she's destroyed my village. So now this little baby in the pram is going to have to figure out life. So we all have problems. We all have got it rough, but should we go ahead and help out and be more understanding? Maybe Teresa is not understanding enough for people's situations or the way that they're wired. Or are we kind of creating people that we're not teaching them to accept responsibility and accept consequences for the situations